What's going on, guys? It's your boy Hot Capper 2000, and we back again with another recap, man, for week number 3. It was another successful week, man. You know, I don't like having bad weeks, man. I like to have a plus money week every week, man. I like to stay profitable. All right, so we had a free play this week, okay? We had a free play, and it was UTSA, and I gave that play away on Wednesday. The game was played on Friday. About an hour before the game, they announced that the starting quarterback, Frank Harris, was out, right? And normally, I include free plays in my premium plays because normally those games are just a game that I randomly take out and I'll make it a free play. But before I could do that, I saw that Frank Harris was out. And when I saw that, I did not include that play. I didn't play it myself, and I did not include that play with the package of premium plays that I normally do because he was out for the game. I was not going to give my guys a play that was going to put them at a disadvantage and myself at a disadvantage. If I know someone's out for a game and it's going to affect the game, I won't play it. I won't put it on the sheet. That's why it's really advantageous for you to get my premium plays and not a free play. A free play, like I said, it is part of my premium plays, and it's just one random play that I put out there into the atmosphere, man, and I give that play away. But this time, we knew that a guy was out before the game, and that ended up being a no play. So none of my premium guys got any of that. They did not get that as a premium play, and I'm not adding that into my record because we end up doing a no play. Like I said, once again, that's why you want to get my premium plays, man, because that's what I would do for you. The free play was already out there. I couldn't take it back. So it kind of just was in the wind, you know? And if you bet it, you know, it is what it is. It's a free play. So I just wanted to address that, man, before we move on into what I normally do, man. So back to our normally scheduled programming. All right, man, so week 3, we did a really good job, man. We had another profitable week. We ended up finishing week 3, 4-2. That's at a 67% win rate. And overall, we are 17-7, hitting at 71%. Yeah, that's elite level, y'all. 71% winners. All right. And if you were with me from the very beginning, you would be a plus 9,300 in profit. Let me say it again. If you were a dime better with me from the very beginning, you would be in profit right now, plus $9,300 on the season, on the young season. We only in week 3. We got a long way to go. If you started with me, which I have guys that started with me from the very beginning, some loyal guys, they're already up plus 9,300 on the season. The dime guys anyway. There are a lot of guys that don't bet dimes and stuff like that. I do know that I do have dime bettors that are signed up with me, and I myself am a dime bettor as well, right? That's the metric that I like to gauge what we're doing by, as far as like money wise, stuff like that. Like I said, if you're not a dime bettor, you can still add it up and you're still in the plus. You're still looking good, all right? And that's my premium plays. If you want to get on those premium plays where you'd already be up plus 10 in the win column, you need to go ahead and hit my email, man. It's hotcapper2000@gmail.com. Just get at me. I'll try to cut you a deal, and I'll try to give you something really good, man, for those prices on those games, man. Because, you know, I really want guys to win, man. So I'll work with you. Hit my email, man, and we'll talk about it. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get to reviewing these games. Our winners and our losers. The games we ended up winning on. I always like to start with the winners first, man. Stay positive. Game number 1 was North Carolina and Minnesota. We took North Carolina minus the 7. I really liked North Carolina in this game because they kind of were a little lackluster in the first 2 games. The game against South Carolina, they kind of came on later in the game and kind of finished it off, but they didn't play like a full-on strong game. You know, and in that second game, they kind of like were a little sluggish as well against App State. And so in this game, I figured they would clean some things up being at home, and their quarterback, Drake May, would put on a pretty good show, and he did. played a lot better. He did throw some interceptions, man, because I was watching this game. He threw some interceptions. They were kind of unnecessary, but he still overall, man, had a good game, man. He threw for a lot of yards, and they got the job done, man, for the cover. So we were happy about that, man. We finished with the W. All right, the next game, South Alabama plus a 7, and they were playing Oklahoma State. Now, in this game, this was more like a situational game. It was a small spread, so I was like, man, let me go ahead and look into this some more. And I really looked at Oklahoma State, and of course, they got the name right. Oklahoma State, normally a power school, you know, normally pretty good, right? But their wins weren't really that great, and I did some more digging, and they didn't look like that strong of a team. And Vegas, with the small spread like that, kind of was leaning that way. Now, sometimes Vegas is right, sometimes they're wrong. So I did a little bit more digging in South Alabama. South Alabama is supposed to have a really good team this year. They took a loss already, but still, they got a lot of veterans on that team. Veteran quarterback, solid. And so when I saw the +7, I was like, man, you know what? Man, we ride with the +7. That was more like a feel kind of bet. And also I did do some number crunching and whatnot, but still it's more of a feel than anything else. So I really like South Alabama in that one. I did see them when they played Tulane. They looked pretty decent. I know they hadn't played their A game in that game. We went ahead into South Alabama, man, plus the 7. We got the win, so that's all that counts. Another win in the win column. All right, the next game, South Carolina versus Georgia. All right, we got plus 26.5 in that one. I loved South Carolina in this one. South Carolina historically plays Georgia well, and on top of that, Georgia is not what they normally have been over the past couple years when they won a national championship back-to-back. The quarterback situation is in a flux. Their quarterback situation is just disgusting right now. And this was one of those games where they struggled, especially in the first half. They were down at halftime, you know, and South Carolina was putting it on them. But you can never count out the heart of a champion. Georgia came back in the second half, did what they had to do, struggled still. It was ugly, but they got the win. But we don't care that they struggled. Why? Because we had South Carolina, we had the points. So South Carolina did what we needed them to do. They kept it close. They could have won the game. They didn't. Don't care. Got the W, man. Another one in the win column for us. Florida versus Tennessee. Now, this game was very intriguing. I really do like Tennessee. Tennessee is an up-and-coming program again, man. They got things going in the right direction. They looking real strong, man. They've looked really strong the last 2 or 3 years, and they still building on that. So this was kind of tough for me. Looking into the numbers, Tennessee does not play well against Florida in Florida. I think they're on like a 10-game losing streak in Gainesville. They struggle in Florida. And where was the game at? In Florida. But that's not the only reason I took Florida. The reason we took Florida is because Florida did not play their A game, man, when they came up against Utah in that first game. You know how it is, man. The first game, and they played on the road against a Utah team that they upset the year before. And so Utah had some revenge on their mind. They got their revenge against Florida in the first game. But I saw some things in Florida that I liked. They looked athletic. They looked physical. The quarterback, Mertz, he is a transfer from Wisconsin. He played somewhere else too, I think, after he left Wisconsin. I just remember him at Wisconsin. He's a really good quarterback. He's never been in a really good situation for him. So I think Florida is a really good situation for his skill set. I really like Florida in this one. Florida came out. They got punched in the mouth early though. Tennessee got up 7-0 early. I was watching that game. I was a little, I was like, man, Florida better come back and answer. They came back and answered and kind of took control of the game, man. The quarterback play for Florida was really good, man, with Mertz. They look good, man. The run game looked good. Tennessee looked shook. They looked shook, man, when Florida came back and answered and took the lead on them. And kind of Tennessee, man, they were never really able to recover after that, man. I don't know what it is about Tennessee playing in Florida. They got some demons that they need to exercise. So they're going to have to figure that out some years down the line because, once again, they could not win in Gainesville. So that's it for the winners. We only had 2 losses, man. It was a smaller card this week. I was kind of treading lightly, man, because I just saw some potential landmines. And I was like, nah, let me let me kind of play it a little bit closer to the vest, because I saw some landmines out there, man, and I was like, nah. To the point where my guys know, they were hitting me up early this morning, man. They were like, yo, man, where the plays at, man? Where the plays at? Because I normally release them around 12. Guys were hitting me up like, yo, what's up with the early plays? And I was like, it's not going to be any early plays today because I'm just not feeling them early games. Normally, I come out firing on a few of those early plays, but this time, nah, man, I kind of waited to some of the later games, more evening games than early games. And we end up doing pretty good, man. Saturday, we end up 4-1, 4-2 overall, but we ended up 4-1 on Saturday, man. So, you know what I'm saying? I did my thing, all right? You know, waiting and being more patient, all right? And sometimes, man, you got to do that. The losses that we had, the first loss was Utah State against Air Force. Terrible pick by me, horrible. I just thought Utah State was going to show up. I was watching that game, man. Air Force came out and just ran it down their freaking throats. Then they end up getting a fumble, going up even more after they initially scored. And before you could even blink, Air Force was already up like 17-0, man. And I was like, dang. Hoping that Utah State would kind of compose itself and come back. That was not to be. Utah State looked shook and Air Force was rolling. That was just a bad pick by me, man. It happens. You know, I'll take that one, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that one to the chin. Bad pick by me. Now, the second loss was Purdue +2 against Syracuse. I could have did better on this one, man. I initially was leaning Syracuse. I looked at some more stuff. I like Purdue in this one at home, and they just didn't get it done. I thought they would actually get revenge on Syracuse because Syracuse won a close one last year where Purdue really should have got the win. But Syracuse pulled it out late. I thought Purdue would return the favor in this one, man, being at home. They made too many mistakes. I was watching that game, had too many turnovers and just too many bad plays in big spots, man. They just didn't make enough plays, and Syracuse did, man. Syracuse got a nice little program going right now, man. I'm not gonna lie. Dino Babers, their coach, he got Syracuse rolling. Quarterback looks good. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball when need be. I like Syracuse, man. I'm going to keep my eye on them going forward, man, in future bets. And that's one tip, man, I give to you guys. No matter how bad or good a team plays, man, they can always be better the next week or be worse the next week. Each week is different. Some people see a team play one week and they just see them win like 40-something. Oh, my God, they're going to beat everybody like that. Nah, man, you never know. You might see something in how they played and you be like, all right, that's not going to translate to the next week. You know, you got to do a lot of deep digging, man, into these numbers, man. I do a lot of that, man. I do a lot of digging into these numbers, digging into how they played. I watch a lot of game film to come up with my plays. You know, so I don't just randomly just pick games. I do a lot of research, man, before I'm putting out these plays, man, so you guys can cash and I can cash too. All right, so yo, that's it for week 3 on a recap. All right, and what I might end up doing like a preview show, previewing a few of the games I'm looking at, because normally I kind of combine it, but this time I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to separate all this stuff up. So I might do a preview show this week. If I don't do that, you will definitely get a free play again on Wednesday. I'm going to drop that free play on Wednesday. So, you know, be looking out for that. And once again, man, you want to get on these plays, man, my premium plays. These are all the plays, man, you see me hitting, man, and cashing out. So if you want these plays, man, hit that email, man. It's hotcapper2000@gmail.com. Yo, you got to hit me up, man. Like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one, man. We're going to keep cashing out, man. Like I said, man, yo, sign up for these plays, man, if you want to win, man. Yo, it's never too late. And I'll see y'all on the next one.